morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. We are here today to talk about revolutionizing professional services marketing as it relates to Eloqua. And this webinar is being presented by Oracle and Relationship One. I am your host, Emily Eubanks. I'm the VP of Services here at Relationship One. And joining me today, we have Antoinette Ward, who is the Vice President of Marketing at Haibu, and Scott Ingram, Account Director for Relationship One. Before we jump into the meat of the conversation today, I just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded and will be shared with you after the session today. Additionally, if you have questions, please use the chat or the QA window to ask your questions, and we will answer those at the end of the presentation when we can give you some time to chat directly with Antoinette and Scott and myself. I also want to do a little bit of level setting for the professional services industry. There are a number of challenges and focus points that are rather unique to professional services. The first of these is being able to differentiate yourselves in a competitive market. With professional services, there isn't a hard product that you're selling. There's not something that you're delivering that you can get off of Amazon or anything like that. So being able to stand out in the crowd of all of the other competing firms who are trying to win business becomes a challenge. To be able to effectively communicate that unique value proposition and distinguish yourselves from the competition is key. Additionally, building and maintaining relationships is of critical importance. I think we've all heard it said before that it's easier to keep a client than it is to gain a new one. And to do that, we need to make sure that we are trustworthy, that our reputation is solid, and that is what helps us to build those long-lasting client relationships. To do that, we have to be strategic about how we're marketing, how we are communicating, and how we are engaging with our clients, making sure that every touch with them is relevant and timely. Third, it is important for professional services firms to demonstrate expertise and thought leadership, taking part in webinars and thought leadership like we're doing today, making sure that our content is spot on and is insightful, and continuously showcasing knowledge and skills becomes critically important for professional services marketers. As with any industry, we have to be getting new people into our pipeline. So generating those high quality leads is important. For professional services, it's doubly so to make sure that we're attracting the right clientele, that we are identifying them, that we are segmenting them appropriately, and using marketing strategies to generate those high quality leads that become your loyal clients. And last, we have to be able to know how we contributed to the bottom line. How do we measure our marketing ROI? And again, because professional services is often intangible, we need to make sure that we have those mechanisms in place to understand which channel, which strategy, which campaign drove the leads and the re-engagements with our clients. Today, we're focused on professional services marketing as it relates to the Oracle Marketing Cloud. And this slide gives us just a glimpse into the full stack of the Oracle Marketing Cloud environment. We're focusing in on Eloqua today, but there are other components such as Responses, which is the B2C version of marketing automation platform that partners with Eloqua. We have CrowdTwist, which is a loyalty and rewarding platform. Unity CDP, which is the customer data platform that allows us to, as its name suggests, unify all of our customer data, both behavioral and firmographic, and use that with behavioral intelligence to target and retarget and re-promote information back to our customers. We get questions a lot about where does Oracle Marketing Cloud fit within the Oracle CX stack. And as you can see on this slide, we have the one pillar of marketing, Many of our customers use just that one pillar, but the Fusion application stack is designed to be able to plug and play. We can use components from any of these together to create a cohesive tech stack, or we can use bits and pieces of them within a more heterogeneous tech stack that allows us to bring in tech from different vendors and providers. Now, focusing in a little bit more on Oracle Eloqua, as you can see by this slide, there are a number of components or features of Oracle Eloqua that allow us to create an actionable profile for each one of our contacts. Taking them kind of one at a time, let's start with going back one slide, looking at our Oracle Eloqua customers. This is our professional and business services customer kind of sample, of which, as you see on the screen, Haibu is one of them. So yay. Now taking a dive into campaign orchestration. Campaign orchestration within Oracle Eloqua is where we can visually design and deliver our messaging to our customers and to our prospects. This gives you a great platform to be able to drag and drop elements, filters, audiences, decision points to design a robust campaign that takes your customers on the journey that you want to take them on. Not only can it be just for your emails and forms and landing pages, but it can also tag into other channels such as LinkedIn, SMS, Google Ads, many other channels that give you that comprehensive view of your campaigns. Taking it a step further, in order to create a campaign, you have to have an audience. And Eloqua gives you a robust segmentation and targeting engine that allows you to visually, again, drag and drop elements. We can compare contact fields. We can compare behavioral data. We can bring in external lists and information coming from external sources to make these very robust, easy to segment target audiences that will make up the bulk of our campaign. Additionally, we can use real-time data in order to trigger feeders. So let's say that you have someone who has abandoned the page on the website before they finish filling out their form. We can immediately send them an email and say, hey, did you forget something? So we can do that retargeting in real time with our audiences. Eloqua has a robust lead management system where we can create lead scores, not only just one lead score, but multiple lead scores in order to bubble up those best targets for our messaging. We also can have a clean contact database by using the Contact Washing Machine app, and it's exactly what it sounds like it is. It is going to cleanse your data, standardize it, so that your job on the segmentation and targeting component is much easier. We can increase the speed to lead time by integrations with your CRM, and we can either tighten or loosen criteria so that more leads flow to sales or less leads flow to sales based on what you need to do and what the business is requiring. Asset management. Any kind of good campaign relies on what we're bringing into that. Creative content, making it compelling so that it takes your buyers through the journey that you wish them to take. We can build responsive emails, we can build landing pages, we can build forms. Sometimes those forms, you don't even need to ask questions. If you already have it in the database, only ask them the pieces that you need, progressive profiling. You can personalize your experiences. And the beautiful thing about it is that it can all be done here with responsive code. You don't have to be a detailed HTML coder to create any of this. You can do it within the responsive visual editors. You can create dynamic content and customizable content blocks so that every single interaction is customized to the person who is receiving that content. Again, measurement and analytics, we have to be able to measure what we're doing. As marketers, it is key that we can provide information on the ROI from our efforts. Within Eloqua, you can use 13 different dashboards, and I think it's over 200 different reports that are already pre-built for you, or you can use the OBIEE engine in order to build your own types of reports that meet the needs of your business. Additionally, you have closed loop reporting that allows us to take our journey all the way from sending an email all the way through to a closed won sale and bringing that data back into Eloqua so that you can get actual revenue attribution for your campaigns. Eloqua also provides some tools that help out the sales team because it's all about that relationship between marketing and sales, giving sales reps the visibility into what is happening on the marketing front. When did people open an email? What did they click through on? When did they visit a landing page? All of that can be done through Eloqua Profiler. And there is also a tool called Eloqua Engage that allows marketing to create marketing approved templated emails that sales can send out individually to their prospects and to their customers. Additionally, you can create real-time alerts so that if someone lands on the website and it's your contact, me as a sales rep, I'm going to get an alert to say, hey, Bob just hit the website and he's looking at this page. And that can be bubbled up to the account level as well, so that you can say, anyone from ABC Company, let me know whenever they come to the website. Eloqua also has an advanced intelligence package that is pretty robust. It is allowing the AI-driven delivery of messages, meaning that it is going to send out the message when Eloqua knows that your contact is most likely to open an email. That's pretty powerful because you're putting it in the hands of the person at the time when they are most apt to consume your information. It uses a machine learning model to be able to tell you if a subject line is above or below average, and it takes it a step further to leverage the generative AI functionality to give you recommendations on those subject lines that are below average. That's pretty cool. You also can capture fatigue status on contacts so that we make sure that we're not hitting someone too much with messaging and alternatively too little with messaging. Eloqua is extensible, and by that I mean that it can interact and integrate with a wide range of out-of-the-box Oracle applications, as well as utilizing the marketplace to connect with hundreds of other platforms. And if you really are adventurous and want to do it, and we don't have something that's already pre-built from either an Eloqua partner or within the platform itself, you do have a REST API that you can build your own integrations. And all of that together helps us to create this actionable profile that you saw several slides back. It allows you to unify this data for segmentation, for targeting, for retargeting, and expanding your audience. It uses the behavioral data from external sources, and sometimes those are not easy to integrate, but it allows us to get those in, create segments using customer profiles, and automating that entire piece so that the marketers can do more with less and can market effectively without having to build hundreds of pieces of content and hundreds of campaigns. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Antoinette Ward to tell us a little bit about yourself as well as about Haibu.
Awesome. Thank you. My name is Antoinette Ward. I have been a marketing professional for over 20 years, and I'm currently the VP of Marketing at Haibu. In my role at Haibu, I am responsible for leading a really great team of marketing professionals where I drive the planning, development, and execution of all of our marketing initiatives across the entire life cycle of a client. So what that means is I have responsibility and accountability for brand management, SEO, lead generation, email marketing, all of our owned media channels, which includes our website, podcast, blog, videos, and social channels. And I also support our client communications, content generation, marketing data, research, and even PR.
Just a small job there, Antoinette,
Just a little.
just a little.
And so Haibu, so I'm sort of corporate marketing for Haibu. Haibu specifically, though, we are a leading provider of digital marketing solutions to local small businesses across the United States. And so at Haibu, what we do is we build, we manage, we optimize the small business owners' digital marketing campaigns for them. And we do that by leveraging our advanced proprietary platform, which is actually powered by AI, machine learning, and decades of proprietary local business marketing data. So essentially, we make digital marketing easy to local businesses by offering them one place, one provider, one platform, and ultimately saving them, time and money. Because as marketers, the digital marketing landscape is complex. And so we take the complexity out of the hands of the business owner and they come to us for their marketing services needs.
Fantastic. Thank you for that introduction, Antoinette. Now I'm going to open it up to Scott and Antoinette to have we'll call it a fireside chat to talk about how we revolutionize professional services with Eloqua and what you're doing today.
Excellent. Thanks, Emily. Antoinette, it's great to be with you again. I know the thing you didn't mention in your introduction is you were the star of episode 84 on our Inspired Marketing podcast. So if those of you who are podcast listeners, if you want to go subscribe to that and go back and listen to that episode, there's some great stuff there. Why don't we just start with just a little bit of context and talk about your marketing automation journey and some of the ways that you use Eloqua within Haibu and across your team?
Sure. Over my 20-year professional journey, 10 of those have been here at Haibu. So I've been leading the marketing organization now for almost 10 years. And I would say 10 years ago, we were just getting started with marketing automation, building very linear campaigns, including some levels of personalization, taking a very shotgun approach mentality and methodology to our campaigns. And so our journey here at Haibu with marketing automation has been one that has been met with patience, trial and error, a lot of system integration, data cleanup and improvement, and partnering with experts within companies like Relationship One and Eloqua. And so constantly learning. So we went from one batch campaigns to now having a marketing automation strategy that's truly aligned with sales. It's built based off of lead scoring, sales engagement, integration between our CRM and our ABM platforms, and it's multifaceted. It's diverse with its personalization elements. It includes leveraging visitor data. A/B testing is infused throughout. And so we have been on a journey, and I would say 10 years ago, I started to assess where we fell on the spectrum of being a modern marketer. And we've come a long way. So we use Eloqua for lead scoring, lead nurturing, but also for all of our inbound form submissions, all of our inbound form submission processes, and even it's incorporated into our AI routing.
Awesome. And I love to get like right to the juiciest stuff, and we'll have to be a little bit careful because I know you've got some secret sauce in the way that you leverage the platform. But one of the areas that I know your team does really well is the way that you do really deep personalization in the way that you communicate and build your campaigns. Can you talk about not only how you do that a little bit, but maybe how other marketers can think about what's even possible from a personalization perspective?
Yes, of course. Won't give up our secret sauce. We're doing, I pat myself and my team and our organization as a whole on the bat. So I will say that personalization, if left undefined, is, I think, a very broad word. And so for marketers, listening to this webinar. I think it's important to define and work together to really understand what makes sense for your business and for your customer base and your target audience as it relates to personalization. What may work with my target audience may not work for another. But what I will say is that personalization can be infused into a strategy a wide variety of ways, by leveraging buyer personas, web behavior data, demographic and firmographic information about your prospects, or even by leveraging data points within your CRM. There's also contextual data, time of day, device type that can be infused into your personalization strategy. And so beyond personalization, I would say identify what matters, again, most to your target audience. Do your research, have focus groups, ask your sales reps if that's applicable. And so that's how I would answer the question. And we we've done all of those steps to support our strategy and have leveraged those data points throughout that journey to aid in our personalization approach here at Haibu.
Yeah, that it sounds like that's a lot of complexity. It's a lot of moving parts, right? Tons of different data, lots of different uh, um, personas, and just a lot of moving parts in what you're working through. How does Eloqua help you simplify that complexity and just all of the moving pieces in that landscape?
Yeah. So I would say, and Emily spoke about this in some of her intro slides about the competitive market that we're in, and how someone's not necessarily touching and feeling the product and services that we provide as within our businesses. And so marketing automation and B2B marketing, specifically for me, to small businesses, leveraging small business data is really challenging, constantly changing, constantly getting stale and old. There's just a lot of some churn. A lot of the data may not be as accessible in terms of really identifying the buying, the buying circle, the people who matters in that for that particular business. And so Eloqua and Eloqua itself is a very robust tool. I mean, Emily just kind of took you through all of the components of Eloqua. But for me, it was important to develop a network of partnerships. So we work with a TAM, technical account manager, within Eloqua. We hold quarterly QBRs with our team at Eloqua. And we also partner with companies like Relationship One to really aid us on more of our complex marketing automation needs. And so I would say Eloqua itself, as demonstrated by Emily, really helps you manage your marketing automation campaigns to your audiences. But I believe it's the power of, again, building and having a team around you, because you won't know it all, to really help aid in executing on your strategy, turning your strategy into real requirements, into a tactical plan, is really the important thing. And then, one way or another, Eloqua will be able to support you with that. And the integrations with CRMs, is also very key, and it's helped us really stay connected and feel like we have a really close connection to sales, and sales to the marketing data, and so that's been a win-win as well for our strategy. So hopefully that answers the question, and that's how I would answer the question as to how Eloqua helps us manage that complexity.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the things we've talked about and some of the elements that Emily went over are kind of the more advanced usages of Eloqua, right? And as you talked about, you are well advanced down kind of the maturity curve in the way that you're using this. What would you tell a marketer that's on the early stages of their marketing automation journey, right? Like, hey, we're just taking this on for the first time. We're going to onboard Eloqua. We're going to integrate with our CRM. What advice do you have for them, given all the experience that you have and all the lessons you've learned along the way?
Yeah, don't bite off more than you can chew, for sure. But invest in training and development of your people and of your team. Attend professional conferences and webinars on topics that are most relevant and important to your business strategies at that time. And I would say, build a team around you, sort of sounding like a broken record, of experts to help you get the job done. Have patience, I mentioned that before, and build out your roadmap. You will quickly come to realize that you won't be able to do everything, but set goals and reassess where you are each year on your path to becoming a modern marketer and how Eloqua fits into those strategies. So I think it takes understanding where you want to go, what marketing goals you want to accomplish, aligning a team to support you for those goals in that moment, and then ensure that you are constantly checking in on your progress. And it'll be clear as to what you need and who you need to bring in. So long as you have your priorities set, it will really help you as a novice into this space, really help keep you sane, but stay on track. So.
Love it. Love it. What about, I mean, I'm sure a lot of those things still apply, but what guidance do you have for somebody that is, further down into their maturity curve, right? And they've been doing this a while. They've been chewing for a while, or you talked about not biting off more than you can chew. So they've been chewing, they're digesting well, but they want to get to that next level. What do you tell them?
Yeah. So more sophisticated teams, right? Like
Yeah.
what would I give? What advice would I give to them? I would say we are in an increasingly changing world of privacy data, state laws and regulations. And if you're, international, there's complexity there as well. We talked about breaking through the clutter, data quality, cookie restrictions, right? So if you kind of have your core strategy down and your use cases for how you're leveraging your tech stack, including Eloqua, and you have all that figured out, I would say those are the things that you should be thinking about, and would be my advice to you, is to ensure that you get ahead of that stuff, right? Because that could slow you down. If your marketing strategies rely on third-party cookies, you got to look to figure out how you need to adjust your marketing strategy. So that's my advice to marketers, and to really think about how that could change your marketing automation approach as well.
That's interesting. The way I heard that was it's more about, like, once you have kind of your own house in order, then you can kind of start to look outside and see, hey, what's coming that we need to be prepared for? How's the landscape changing, so that we are anticipating that, we're prepared for that, and it's not either pushing us off of our game or allowing us to really take advantage of the opportunity. Is that a fair kind of recap?
That's a fair recap with the inclusion of data.
Yeah,
So
always the data.
that's, your marketing data, your sales data, your integrations between your two systems, ensuring that you're doing data reconciliation, because nothing is perfect. That will also, once you clean that up, you'll likely see, and hopefully you'll see the fruits of your labor with your strategy, your sound marketing strategy being executed. But improving your data quality could impact positively, your output and your performance as well. So I would add data quality to that too, which we could probably spend another, a whole hour just on that topic.
Yeah, that's 3 more webinars.
Mhm.
Well, before I hand back to Emily for some Q&A with the audience, I would love to just know kind of what's on your own roadmap. What's next for you and your team?
Well, the fun is just getting started. It's been close to 10 years. In fact, it was, I don't know how many years ago, I was able to meet Emily as part of our partnership. So we've been on a journey and the fun is just getting started. The team has had so much success over the last few years. And for us, we're about to embark on really taking personalization and smart technology to the next level. So we have a continued investment in content, storytelling, and leveraging, strategies to increase our brand recognition. Progressive profiling, we're gonna, really kind of dive more into that. And we primarily focus on prospects, but I think loyalty and re-engagement, keeping our customers and supporting the sales rep with both prospecting and account management is going to be the next focus for us. So that's where we're going.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Emily, I think you had a question or two.
Yeah,
I'll let
I
you
do.
take it back.
I do have a question. One question that came in, what are the things that you can do to provide more qualified leads to sales?
Mm,
Good question.
yeah. Well, more qualified leads to sales. You got to know what their definition of quality, you got to understand what a qualified lead is, And then for me, if I was answering that question, I would immediately go to the data and I would, kind of dive into where are the gaps? Is it a specific channel? Is it a specific, audience segment that you're focusing on? Understanding and pinpointing exactly where the lead quality issue is. And then whatever it is, I don't know, you kind of build, you'll build a plan based off of that, whether it's changing the message, like what is it that makes the lead unqualified? Is your lead scoring off? Are you sending the leads over, to sales too soon? Do you need to tweak, do you need to tweak that some? And we do that a lot. Not often, because you don't want to, you gotta let time pass, but there are thresholds within Oracle and the lead scoring that allows you to dial up and dial down.
Exactly.
There are different indicators and sort of, triggers and that can support lead scoring. So I would look at the lead score as well, in addition to sort of understanding anecdotally from sales what makes it not a good lead. I don't know if you had any other thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, Antoinette. The other thing I was thinking, from the taking a step back from the lead score, you need to go have those conversations with sales. What is that perfect lead that they're looking for? What, if marketing can spoon feed a lead to sales, what do they want in that bite? And so what are we looking for that ideal customer, for that, like you said, right time to send it over to sales, that they're primed for that conversation. And that is another component of that. Then you change your lead score to kind of mimic what they're saying that they need from marketing for a qualified lead. And then, obviously making sure that your CRM integration is working, making sure that they are using the tools that are available to them, the Eloqua Profiler, the Eloqua Engage. Are there more things that we as marketers can give them to continue and accelerate that conversation in a one-to-one capacity? Awesome. Well, I don't see any more questions. So with that, what I will do is say thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you, Antoinette, for your wonderful insights, and Scott, for your presenter voice today. Appreciate both of you being on this call today. As I said in the beginning, we will be providing this to you after the webinar. We look for an email, and you'll have the link to this along with other content that is relevant to this conversation. Thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic day.